Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more. I haven't posted in like a week, which I hate because I like being consistent. It helps the algorithm, but it was my birthday, so yeah, I was like busy. Slim was doing an interview with Wade Plem, and he was basically talking about the whole Mams situation, about him ducking, and he basically confirmed that that whole situation was real. People are thinking that that situation with Wade and Mams and KSI, like their whole beef that was happening on Twitter, that kind of went viral and everyone was talking about. Like, I remember Wade got a lot of hate for the things he was saying because he was backing Slim, saying that Mams shouldn't be acting like the way he's acting on social media. Slim confirmed that that whole beef was real because some people are thinking that it was fake. And I'm not going to lie, I started to think that way too. I didn't think that way though until Mams said this in a recent space.
009 card, or did the initial negotiations fall through and then you guys kind of revisited the negotiations?
I think we should just leave that up to the imagination, and whatever you guys think, I'll let you think.
But the way Mams answered the question made me be like, oh, so this could actually have all been fake and all just been a setup just to build up hype for this fight, and it was happening all along. Because why didn't Mams just say no, it was all real? Like, why did he say leave it up to your imagination? Like, I just found that a funny way to answer the question. Like, if it was real, he would say it's real, but he didn't. Confused, like, was it all a setup and staged or not? Last night on the spaces, on the fan space, I'll link the whole space down below, there was like this huge debate between Wade and Keem and the other people that be in the spaces, that run the spaces. And then Mams came in and gave his opinion on, as well, on whether Deen the Great and Walid should be on the prime card or be on the prelims. Yes, I said prelims. I just didn't understand it. But then when I was like hearing their explanations as to why they think it works out better for them and the community, I was starting to understand and hear their side. I'm gonna put the clips of them talking about and debating whether they should be on the prime card or headline the prelim events.
Okay, that's too far.
I don't think so.
Come on.
Prelims. Yeah, like if you're in that little like wash area where it's like you're obviously main event spot, why not? If you know into the main card is gonna, depending on who it is gonna probably have 100+K concurrent viewers on them. You know what I'm saying?
Probably more.
Could be, yeah, probably
way more.
So it's like you should, if you know for a fact you're not going to be in this. When I'm saying co-main, I mean Logan's spot because he's technically the co-main. If you're not going to be in that spot, I'd be looking at doing that prelim main event spot. Why not?
Even co-main event or whatever, not co-main event. What am I trying to say? The second
Coco.
Even that's a good spot.
You're in that little like wash area where it's like you're obviously on the card, but you're not in a prominent spot. I would be looking to do that main event of the prelim, dude. I honestly, if I was Deen and Walid, I would be looking. I know that's going to sound disrespectful, but I wanted them in the co-main. I thought they should have been there. But if Slim and Salt Pop, you're going to be there, I'd be like, put me on the main event of the prelim.
Okay.
Small fan base. They need to build their fan base.
No, they don't.
But Wayne, explain to me why that's too far. What does it matter if they're in that spot or the prelim spot? What does that matter?
Because they deserve a main card.
What's the difference?
Bro,
Wayne,
the audience is going to be there.
The audience is going to be there from rip. You guys know these cards fill out as
Nope.
soon as the fights start.
Nah, trust me.
Trust you? I was there. What do you mean? Would you rather than...
Hold on. Let me handle this for a second. Well, let me handle this for a second. What Wade is trying to say, right, in the most simplest way, right, which should have been crystal clear, is that they're going to get more eyeballs on them as the main event of the prelims.
Not even close.
Facts.
Not even close.
What do you mean not even
close? You're being disrespectful.
200, 300K concurrent viewers. on the prelims.
No, we don't care. Bro, half of them are going to be casual audience who just see a live video on YouTube and click
translate
it.
to a lesser audience than the audience that will buy the pay-per-view?
Because
the
people who
same
buy the
audience.
pay-per-view, if someone buys the pay-per-view
And more because they don't have to pay for it.
Watch. I'm talking KSI's channel, DAZN, and Misfits channel. Like, if you combined all those concurrent numbers, that's 450,000 concurrent fucking viewers that were watching my prelims.
That's
Leading
true.
up to this prime card, there might be 1 million people watching live the prelim.
If you get Dean the Great and Walid in here and talk about how much more eyes will be on them if they're in the prelims,
their opinion on it
and the
doesn't
main
matter
card,
to
I
me.
wanna
I'm
see
telling
what
you
they'll
what's
say.
the
I wanna see what the
reality of
fighters
what
are
they
gonna say.
should be doing, in my opinion. If they're not in the
That's not the
co-main event, if they're
reality,
not in the
though.
co-main, which again, how many times I got to say it? We wanted this. I've tweeted it. I wanted it, but it's not going to happen. You go for the next best option.
That's not the next best option.
It's not the next best option.
Guys,
You're crazy.
listen.
Kenny,
You've made
you're an
your
MMA
point, Wade,
guy.
you've made your
What did they
point.
do
You're
with
not
Robbie
getting
Lawler's
it.
retirement
I
fight?
am an
Where did they
MMA
put
guy.
it?
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. If they're
I mean, that's a given.
would you rather not be? Would you rather, like I said, would you rather be in a position where you're buried on the card right after? Again, I don't know who they're after, SX and freaking DTG or whatever,
Boring.
or have that spotlight, the main event of this segment of the show, whatever.
It's too big a fight not to be on the main card, and this main card is so stacked, especially, the five. I mean, Winderson obviously is bringing a new demographic. So is my mate Nate, and those are guys that we want to build, and it's a good fight between them. And obviously, the tag team just explained why. But I think those are fights that everybody has wanted to see for such a long time, that they belong on the cream of the crop, the prime card, the main event, the main card. So I don't think that argument stands overall, because also don't forget, a lot of people will be watching this pay-per-view, and especially new fans, some of them won't be watching the prelims, for example. They'll just be watching the pay-per-view.
Because part of the reason I felt like one of the things that was so tough about building this card is there's so many big fights back to back to back to back. Do you worry that by the time we get, not that it will matter once they get in the ring, but do you worry about crowd fatigue once we get later on in the card?
Honestly, have you seen some of the best UFC cards where it's banger after banger after banger, and I haven't personally seen crowd fatigue. Just most of the people just saying, "Wow, this is incredible."
I mean, I've seen it on big cards when massive fights are all across the card, and the pre-fights build and show out, and sometimes the main event fights don't do that, and you get that kind of. It's MMA fandom, so we shouldn't really base it off this, but they'll start booing in 2 seconds if it's not a kickboxing match, if the entire card before it has been. You know what I'm saying? But that's the worry, is like crowd fatigue, because you're loading that freaking 6-shooter and letting off everyone back to back to back to back.
There's always a danger of that, but I think you can't have it both ways. You either make it the best, like we really wanted to make this the best card in history in terms of the matchups. So I think we've done that. I think we've accomplished that. Potentially, obviously, we don't know how the night goes, but we hope that it's action-packed and enough to retain people's attention. But look, usually the prelims start, they finish, there's a little break. And for people, there's a little break, and then they can reset and then watch the main show. So hopefully, it's a fast pace. Hopefully we see some real action. Obviously people enjoy seeing some knockouts.
That's fair.
100%.
The main event of the prelim spot is going to be a very, very viewed spot.
I agree.
I actually understand parts of what they're saying. Like, I can hear the whole crowd getting fatigued and like them getting overshadowed by Logan Paul, by JJ, and by Tommy Fury. I understand that bit, and especially because they're not going to be the co-main. Like, they're not going to be before Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis. They're going to be before Salt Pappy and Slim. So I can understand that it takes away their shine, and by them being on the prelims, it adds more shine and it adds more eyes. Because to be honest, like, they're not really going to bring a big new audience to the prime card. Like, they're not going to add a big new audience. Of course, they're going to add us, which is this community, which is significantly small compared to how much new people are going to be watching because of Logan and Dylan Dennis and Tommy Fury. Like, they're not going to bring in that big crowd. So I understand that maybe it benefits them more being on the prelims because it's a free event. A lot of people will watch it. A lot of eyes will be on that event because it's free and it's going to be on YouTube. So I understand the fact that it may benefit them more when it comes to them growing and becoming a bigger star at the end of October 14th. They may become a bigger star by being the main event on a prelims than being the fourth fight before KSI and Tommy Fury on the main event. I can understand them saying that that may be the case, but in my opinion, I think they will become a bigger star by being on the prime card, no matter what position they're in, apart from being the very first people. I think they benefit more by being on the prime card main event than being on the prelims. Like, a lot of people don't watch prelims. I understand that it is a different type of prelims and that, you know, Swarms is on it and Ryan Taylor's on it. But a lot of people are not going to tune in for the prelims. A lot of people, majority of the people who are gonna watch October 14 event, the Misfits event, are going to watch the main event. A lot of people don't tune into prelims. Like, you could say that it's like the Misfits prime card prelims. And yes, I'll be watching prelims. But when it comes to the audience outside of us, they're not watching prelims. Like, outside of this community that like Misfits and know all the people on Misfits, we're going to watch the prelims because we are fans of Misfits and we know everybody that's on the prelims. All these new fans that are going to be watching the main event prime card are not going to be tuning into the prelims. They don't know those people. Sorry, not in a rude way. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, they don't know those people the way that we know it. So obviously it's easy to say that we're going to watch it because we are going to watch it. We know Swarms, we know Ryan Taylor, we know all the other people that are going to be on the prelims. But all those new fans, like Logan Paul's fans, Tommy Fury's fans, KSI's fans that don't pay attention to his boxing but are going to watch this event, they are not going to watch the prelims. So they're going to miss out. Deen and Walid will miss out on the big fan bases of all those people. That was the whole point of them being on the main event. It's to build stars. Like, I don't think that they will become a big star off of being the main event on prelims because I just personally think not enough people watch it. I do think a good amount will watch it this time because it is the prime card prelims, but it can't compare to the main event on the prime card. Like, it doesn't compare, in my opinion. So I disagree with Wade and Keem, and I actually agree with Mams. But put in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you guys think that they would benefit more by being on the prelims or being on the main event prime card? Put your comments down below. The link to the full debate is down below as well. Why do I keep saying down below? But the link is down in the description. It's like a 4-hour Twitter space, so make sure you guys listen to it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.